guys, welcome back to another episode of Would You Buy, the series where I'll be exploring a variety of Scotch whisky and giving you guys the lowdown on taste, flavours and whether you should be running out to buy them or maybe you should give these ones a miss. So this is episode 3 and today we will be covering the Glendronach 18, which is the part of their core range. It is bottled at 46% and this bottle actually is from the 2018 release, and for those of you who don't know, the distillery was actually closed for a period of time up until 2002, May 2002, and that means that obviously this 18 years ago, 2001, there was no whiskey, so this is the oldest that this bottle right here will ever be, and it's probably about 21, maybe 22 max years old. But yeah, so it's definitely older than it gives credit for on the label. I first tried this at the Glendronach distillery a couple of years ago actually with me and my friend, and I actually had a sample brought back from there, and this was back in 2000 and would have been 17, so 2 years ago. So the whiskey was a little bit younger, and I have the newer expression just to compare. So we're going to see what the differences are, and let's get into it. So this is the one from the distillery, the one I got back in 2017. So this one's very, very buttery actually, fudge, brown sugar. There's a little bit of like rum character in there as well. Very sweet, very brown sugar, dark. Sherry, very sherry heavy, like a little bit dry, a little bit musty actually in the back, a little bit of musty sherry. Caramel, tablet, fudge. Tablet as in like the kind of Scotch tablet or the butter tablet that you might buy in sweet shops. Dried fruit, and there's really heavy dried fruit actually, and there's also a bit of chocolate, maybe anything from milk to dark. Nothing exceptionally dark, maybe like a 60%, quite heavy in cocoa. Absolutely fantastic actually. And this is the recent one that I actually got from a bottling sample I have up here actually. This is the sample, which is, I think this was 2018 release, so just so I didn't have to open the bottle if I didn't want to, as I have a feeling that these are going to be quite valuable very soon, especially when the new stock comes of age. That will make this stock, you know, the oldest variety of the 18 that on the market, and obviously once it's gone, it's gone. So this one's very different actually. This one's probably heavier in the sherry character actually, a little bit more spices and dried fruits, but dark fruits like cranberries, maybe like dried cranberries. Still chocolate, still coffee, bit of coffee, maybe like espresso, but a little bit more watered down. Kind of the sweet coffee nose as well, if that makes sense. When you have like, for me, I always find that there's a certain sweetness to an espresso behind all the bitterness. I'm definitely getting that in there. But overall, this one is very intensely oaky. It's maybe a little bit too heavy on the wood. Now I have let these sit out for a little bit first, so I did have a nose beforehand, and now I'm taking my nosings again. They have changed, they have opened up. This one's a lot sweeter, a lot friendlier, a lot drier, dustier. This one is almost like an older Macallan, like a Macallan 12 from maybe the 1970s or something. That's what this one reminds me of. Again, this is the one from the distillery back in 2017. This one is just a little bit I think I need to add water to the sample because not much. However, I feel like this one needs to open up a little bit still. It's still just very heavy oak, very heavy sherry. Vanilla does come through a little bit more there. A little bit more of the new make, maybe. It's kind of coming out of the wood, which is nice. Some of the oily, fruity notes of the new make. This one I don't want to add water to, because this one already smells quite delicate, quite rich, and we'll find out. Wow. A little bit of smoke there, actually. Smoked meat, smoked cheese, maybe. It's quite oaky. Again, vanilla, butter, sugar, sugary sweetness, like a barley sugar, maybe. Muscovado. This is really impressive, actually. A wisp of smoke there. Definitely that smoke is definitely present. It's also got a little bit of a doughy, bready character to it now as well. Maybe a little bit yeasty. Really, really ties in nicely. I think it's definitely that butter note developing into like fudge and tablet and all these caramel sweets, dark sugary sweets. I'm just going to cleanse my palate. And we'll try the 2018 release, I do believe. So it was from a sample bottle that had been in the shop for a while on their tasting. So I don't know just how fresh it is or the year, but I would assume it would be definitely older than this one. This one actually has a lot more of that smokiness. And oakiness, actually, like the woody char. It still reminds me of a smoked bacon or something. I don't know where that's coming from, because I know Glendronach don't tend to use peat. I did manage to try some of the older Glendronachs from the 90s and the 80s. The 18-year-olds and the 12-year-olds. And they had this same smoky character. And it's bizarre to me, because that's something that Glendronach has never really screamed smoke at me. It's not peaty as such, it's just smoky. Chocolate, tobacco, still vanilla. A little bit of sweet bitterness, coffee still there. Coffee. So definitely run out and pick up a bottle before May 2020. And you'll be delighted and very, very happy with your purchase. But be very careful, because this one does seem to be going up in price at the moment, just quite a bit. Just baby steps at a time, however. It's definitely a noticeable price difference. So yeah, thank you guys for watching. This has been Would You Buy? Episode 3, Glendronach 18, reviewed. Thank you guys for watching, and